I wanted to get into one of my favorite parts of the show, the hotline that we got. So, Rick, hit me with the first voicemail.
Hey Ben, this is Dave. Loving the show so far. Quick question. What do you make of the altercation at home in the Cardinals Reds game where Castellanos kind of flexed in the pitcher's face, sliding into a close play on a pass ball at home? I know that there was a benches clearing altercation and, the home opener, there was a home run and a bat flip, but just wanted to see what you thought about the whole situation, if you thought what he did at home was maybe a little uncalled for. Thanks.
All right, first off, thank you for the question. I'm really glad that question got asked because I did want to talk about this situation. So, for those of you that did not see what happened, the Cardinals and the Reds got into a brawl. Nick Castellanos got hit by a pitch, 93-mile-an-hour fastball to the ribs, gets on first base, ends up getting around to third base. That same pitcher throws a wild pitch. It goes to the backstop. Castellanos runs home, dives into the plate, and is safe, stands up, and right in his face yells, "Let's effing go." And that proceeded to start this whole altercation. Yachty Molina jumped in and started firing back at Nick, and it ended up in this huge situation. I actually wanted to throw it to the Castellanos interview post-game real quick, so let's hear that.
I dove, I felt him kind of land on my side and saw the umpire said safe. And then I stood up and said, "Let's go," and I walked off. I mean, look, I wore 93 in the ribs. That don't exactly feel good, I asked Yachty if it was an accident. He said, "Of course it's an accident." All right, Yachty's a boss, all right, I give him the benefit of the doubt. All right, it's an accident. Take my stuff off. I even asked the pitcher if he wanted the ball back. Just out of sometimes pitchers, he's coasting. I don't know. There, I go to first, and the only thing I'm thinking about doing is scoring. I'm swinging good right now. I feel good. There's 2 outs. There's nobody on. Hey, let's try to shake him up a little bit, get him off his game. I know how it works, man. It's baseball. Well, I'm not out here, complaining about it. Now, the only thing I could do is just do everything I can to score. I'm not out here to disrespect nobody or whatever, but I want to win, I've lost my whole career, and I ain't trying to start this season 0-2.
All right. So here's what I will say. There are a lot of opinions one way or another on this. Who was at fault? Was it the pitcher? Was it Nick? Was it Yachty? Who was it? Well, here's my thing. Nick got hit with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in the ribs. Was it intentional? Maybe, maybe not. My side of this is that I don't think it was intentional, okay? But what people lose in this whole thing is that you're still getting hit with a pitch in the ribs and 93 miles an hour, whether it was intentional or not. That sucks, and it really hurts. And you know what? Figure it out on the mound so that doesn't happen again. So Nick gets around to third base, comes in to score, and he's pissed off. He's emotional. He gets up, he yells in the pitcher's face, and then he walks off. Now, what I will say about that interview, he talks about picking the ball up and showing it to him, saying, "Hey, do you want this back?" Come on, that wasn't you're not really trying to help the guy out. You're being belittling, which, whatever. But I love this. I love it all around. I think stuff like this is great for the game. Raw emotion, raw energy, just having tension. It's great stuff. And that's my biggest takeaway here is that, I do not believe the pitcher hit him on purpose, but that doesn't matter. And everyone says, well, he reacted a certain way. Look, I get it. You got hit in the ribs. You're pissed off. You score. You're pumped up. Emotion. It's the opening series. So that is my fault. That is my thought here is that, good for Nick showing some emotion. I'm all for it. So let's get to another voicemail.
Hi Ben, this is me, John. I just wanted to tell you that I'm a huge fan of the Detroit Tigers, and I want to know, do you think there'll be a surprise team this year? So just let me know, and I really would appreciate it. I'm a huge fan of you, and I'm a huge fan of the Detroit Tigers, so please let me know if there'll be a surprise team this year.
Well, first off, thank you for the kind words. Much appreciated. My former organization, the Detroit Tigers, came out against the Indians. Looked great in the first 2 games, lost the third one, lost the last game. But they looked great, which was kind of surprising. The Indians, I think, are going to compete in the Central, the AL Central, and the Tigers, I don't think so much. I think it was really good to see. It was awesome to see Miguel Cabrera hit that homer on opening day and the snow. Really, really cool to see. Like, made for one of the best pictures I think we're going to get all year. But I don't see them being a surprise team. They don't have the pieces that they need to right now. It's kind of a ragtag bunch of, veterans on 1 or 2 year deals and like young guys that aren't quite ready yet. I don't think they're going to compete in the Central. Hey, I would love it. I think it would be really fun to see. But I don't see them pulling out any sort of like competing with the White Sox or the Twins. Those 2 teams are just elite this year, and the Tigers just don't have the firepower to compete with them right now. So let's get to the next one.
So I'm just wondering what you think the Orioles are going to do this year. Just kind of curious what your perspective is. So, yeah, how do you think they're going to do this year? No playoffs, last in the division, first, middle in the division, or just straight up stinking? So, yeah, let me know. My name is Paul Lee.
Well, first off, Paul, thank you. And thank you for not ending your voicemail before you got your name out. So thank you. So you asked about the Baltimore Orioles, who we talked about earlier when I talked about the Red Sox opening series and how they just got pummeled by the Orioles. Look, the Orioles are no longer the worst team in baseball. They aren't. For the past few years, it has been a dark place for Orioles fans. They just haven't been good, and they also haven't had anything to look forward to. That's no longer the case. They are not the worst team in baseball, and they do have some exciting things to look forward to. They have Ryan Mountcastle, who's my pick for AL Rookie of the Year. They have Santander, who's in the outfield, who can really hit, young guy. They have young guys all around. They have Adley Rutschman coming up, who is one of the most talked about prospects that I can remember in baseball. Now, that is something to look forward to. I do not think they are going to compete in the AL East. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs like you asked. I don't think they're going to come in first place like you said. I do think this is the last place team in the division when it's all said and done. Now they could be duking it out with the Red Sox, who may end up in last place after the way they looked. But look, opening series, they looked awesome. Matt Harvey, the resurgence of the Dark Knight? What? That could be huge for them, and huge in more ways than just making this team good. This team has a young group of guys that is coming up, and if Matt Harvey, around the trade deadline, can continue to pitch like he did opening weekend, look, they could shop him around and get some more really good pieces back for him and put themselves in an even better position in the future. So that would be my thing for the Orioles this year. I don't think they're going to be very good this year, but you can see it coming. So thank you guys so much for the voicemails. I love doing these. Please get your calls in. I envision this being like something really cool we do. I envision halfway through the year getting some calls of you guys just absolutely going off on your team and asking me what's wrong with them. So please give me a call at 213-537-9339, and I will answer your questions on the show. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, and just talking ball, hit that subscribe button.